Hello, welcome back to the SE5a build series. This is episode 2, where we're connecting the electronics together and connecting it to this radio. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Alright, these are the electronics that you get with the Legends of Flight SE5a kits all connected together. This video is going to assume that you know almost nothing about modern RC electronics that go in brushless electric aeroplanes. With that being said, I'll be showing you exactly how the slot goes together. Let's start by identifying the components of this system. You have a small brushless motor that turns the propeller. This will be mounted to the front former of the SE5a fuselage. The brushless motor is connected to an ESC. An ESC is an electronic speed controller, and this tells your motor exactly how fast to spin. It also acts as the heart of your electronic system, taking power from the battery and feeding it directly wherever it needs to go. Most of this power goes straight to the motor, but some also goes to the receiver. The receiver is the brains of the system. It receives radio signals from your controller and translates them into functions. Plugged into this receiver are the servos. These move your control surfaces through wiggling backwards and forwards. They're connected to a physical rudder and elevator at the rear of the aircraft using push rods. When told to by the receiver, these move according to your inputs on the controller. Equally, the motor works in a similar way. As you throttle up, the receiver tells the ESC how much power to pump into the motor and make it spin faster or slower. Okay, so how do you go about getting everything connected together? Well, to start with, you'll need to solder the ESC wires to a battery connector and some of the other ESC wires to the motor. We're not going to spend a ton of time on this subject of soldering in this particular video. Instead, we'll link a great video on soldering basics in the description box. What you need to know for now is the included JST connector lead for the battery solders to the red and black wires of the ESC, whilst the 3 wires of the motor connects to the 3 black wires of the ESC. Don't worry about the order of these 3 wires for now, just be prepared to desolder them if your motor spins the wrong way. I'll explain why in a second. That might be a bit confusing, but yeah, bear with us. Let's move on to connecting your onboard electronic system to the controller, or transmitter to give it the proper name. We're using this Spectrum transmitter, so it might differ slightly if you're using another brand. First, plug in the ESC lead to the throttle channel. Second, plug in the bind plug. With the radio turned off, next, plug in the battery. You should see a light flashing rapidly on the receiver and hear a beep coming from the motor. This is where you hold down the transmitter bind button while powering on. Just ensure that the throttle is set to neutral when doing this. Hopefully, your motor will be turning counterclockwise when viewed from the front. If not, you'll have to switch any 2 of the 3 wires you soldered earlier. This should reverse the direction of the motor. You can next plug your servos into the aileron and elevator channels on your receiver. We'll cover setting these up later on in the build series. For now, you can power them up and see them wiggle around in response to your control input. Just add the servo arms on at 90 degrees and you'll be good to go later. Thanks for watching this video. Like it if you enjoyed it. It helps us out because YouTube will show it to more people, so thank you for supporting us like that. Subscribe if you're new here, of course, and we'll catch you on the next episode, episode 3, I think it will be. And that episode is all about building the fuselage of the plane. So we're getting stuck into the building and getting our hands dirty, so or covered in glue. All right, see you then.